There is a moment in the very first minutes of your baby's life that their father will never forget. The nurse places their newborn into his arms for the very first time. This impossibly small, brand new person he has waited so long to meet, and his hands tremble as he holds them. To him, it is the first time they have ever met, a perfect stranger meeting his own child. But here is the astonishing thing, the thing almost no one realizes as they watch it happen. To your baby, it is not entirely the first time at all. Some part of them already knows exactly who this man is, and the reason why is one of the most beautiful things about the way a baby comes into the world. Welcome to Fathermind, where we step inside the wordless bond between a baby and their dad. If you would like to understand that bond more deeply, subscribe and stay close. Because what your baby feels the very first time they meet their father is something you will never forget once you understand it. To understand it, picture the world as your baby first meets it. For a newborn, everything is overwhelming and brand new. The bright lights, the cool air, the enormous open space after months in the warm dark. And they can barely see any of it. A newborn's eyes can only bring the world into focus at a distance of about a foot, roughly the length of a grown-up's forearm. Everything beyond that is a soft, gentle blur. It sounds like a limitation, and in a way it is. But it is also something wonderful, because that one clear distance, about a foot away, is exactly the distance to the face of the person cradling them in their arms. Your baby was born able to see one thing above all others, the face of whoever is holding them close. So when their father lifts them up and looks down, and his face swims into that one small circle of clarity, your baby is doing the very first thing they were ever built to do. They are looking at a human face. And yet, in the middle of all that overwhelming newness, something even more familiar is about to reach them. Because then their father speaks. And the moment your baby hears his voice, some deep part of them recognizes it. This is the astonishing part. Your baby has heard that voice before many, many times. For months inside the womb, while the outside world was muffled and far away, the low, deep tones of their father's voice were among the very few sounds that could travel all the way into them. They fell asleep to it. They stirred to it. They knew its particular rhythm long before they had any idea what a father even was. So this first meeting is not truly a first meeting at all. It is a reunion. The voice that had been a distant, comforting presence in the dark for all those months has finally arrived attached to a face, attached to two warm arms. And to your baby, that one familiar sound in a world full of strange new things is like a single light in the dark, the one thing here they already know, telling them before they can understand anything else that they are exactly where they are meant to be. And then comes the warmth. Placed against their father's chest, skin to skin, or wrapped up close, your baby feels his heat and hears the steady thud of his heartbeat and feels the gentle rise and fall of his breathing. After the shock of being born, this is the first great comfort of their brand new life. Their tiny body, tense and startled by everything, begins to settle against him. Because everything about being held like this whispers the oldest message there is. You are safe now. In their very first hour in the world, before they know a single thing about anything, your baby is already learning the most important lesson of all, that there are arms in this world that will hold them, and a heartbeat they can rest against, and that when they are frightened, there is somewhere to be safe. And they are learning it right from the very start, in the arms of their father. If this is moving you, take a moment to pass it on. Send this video to a father or to someone about to become one.
Because so many fathers stand there in that first moment feeling terrified and clumsy, certain they have no idea what they are doing, when the truth is that they are already, to that tiny person, the most important thing in the whole world. And here is something tender that your baby feels even then. They feel how carefully they are being held. A new father's hands often shake in that first moment, not from any fear of the baby,
but from the sheer, overwhelming weight of it, the awe, the love that has arrived all at once, the terror of holding something so precious and so small. And your baby, cradled in those careful, trembling hands, is held with a kind of reverence, as though they are the most fragile and important thing that has ever existed, because to their father, in that moment, they truly are. And as your baby gazes up into that one clear circle where his face gently floats, they begin the very first work of memorizing him, the shape of him, the sound of him, the feel of him. A face that was a stranger only a moment ago is already, quietly, becoming the most familiar face in their whole world. But the most extraordinary part of all is what this single meeting begins. Before we come to it, if seeing this first moment in a new way has touched you, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It is the simplest way to help us reach the next parent about to meet their little one for the very first time. Because that first meeting is the first page of a story that will last their whole lives. In those few minutes, something enormous quietly happens. A man who was, in one sense, a stranger becomes a father, and a brand new person begins the very first relationship of their entire life, a bond that will go on to shape who they become in ways far too deep to ever fully measure. Everything that is still to come, every time he holds them, comforts them, and comes home to them, every goodbye and every good morning of all the years ahead, all of it begins here, in this one small, trembling moment. And the most beautiful thing of all is that your baby met it already half knowing him, carried in on the sound of a voice they had loved before they had ever once laid eyes on him. He thinks he is just holding his newborn for the first time, terrified he will somehow get it wrong. He has no idea that he is already everything to this tiny person, that they have known his voice for months, and that the great bond of both their lives has just now quietly begun. So the next time you see a father meet his baby for the very first time, you will know exactly what you are seeing. So if you take only one thing from this, let it be this. Tell him. Tell the father in your life what that first meeting truly meant, because he almost certainly does not know. He cannot see what we have seen together here today, that from the very first moment, before he had done anything at all, he was already the most important person in his child's world, and already deeply, unmistakably known. If this helped you see that bond a little more clearly, you will find more of it on our sister channel, Inside the Baby Mind, where we step inside everything else your little one is feeling in these early days. And one day, far from now, on Senior Mind, where we sit with the quiet inner world of fathers who have grown old. Thank you for being here with us today. Hold your little ones close, and we will see you very soon.